Hey yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. We just gonna talk about it. Muddy Pal, what's up? Efren Ramirez, what's up? I just watched game 2. Woo, what you do, y'all? Y'all don't want to listen to me. Hey, that wasn't the game that all the Cavs fans or LeBron fans. That's not the game y'all wanted to have. Not even just the fact that y'all lost, but it's how y'all lost. Y'all got blown out. Y'all got buried. You gotta do something, baby. I told you the Warriors ain't nothing, and I don't want to hear these excuses. Oh, you guys had to go. You had to get KD on the team. He been on the team. I mean, don't act like that's something that just came about. So you've known of that. He's been there a couple years. Stop it. Stop. Oh, y'all, you had to recruit KD. He been on the team. Stop it. Because nobody said shit when LeBron left his homeland of Ohio and Cleveland, and he took his jersey off hella quick at that last game. Won't be needing this anymore. And then took his ass. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. Y'all don't say shit. That's what teams do. You know what I mean? Shaq and Kobe and LeBron team up with D Wade and all these key role players. KD wanted him a ring, which he got. See, and they're like, oh yeah, KD. If he go over to the Warriors and they don't get a ring in the first year, well, guess what? They got a ring in the first year. Now it looks like they're gonna do it again. I know it hurts. It's just like new media. You know what I mean? Ego's army. See, y'all thought light skins was done for. I know you did. I thought y'all thought we was done for it because Drake took how long to respond. You know what I'm saying? And he still ain't respond to Pusha T. But then Steph Curry was buckets. He was right here with it, just bucket. And we came back and we back in business, so it don't even really matter. So shout out to Steph Curry. He brought all the light skins back across the globe. So we got to give a big shout out to that. Shit. The way Jeff Horn finna be light skinned, the way he talking about that Vegas Heat, he finna be light skinned. It's really crikey, this is so hot. It's bloody hot out here. They talk rain. They're like, no, bro. It's Vegas. Vegas is always like, Jeff Horn is that mad? Jeff, you live in Australia. You live down. How you live down under? You complain about heat. They got koala bears and all types of shit, kangaroos, and yeah, man, Warriors looking like something. Hey, if they win the next game, it's a wrap. Well, I mean, I think it's already a wrap, but I don't think they can stretch it to game 7. But Warriors looking sharp, man. It's hard. It's hard when you talk about a team. It's not boxing. This is one reason I like about boxing so much. The sweet science is like Floyd always said, he can't fight for you. He can't fight for you. Oh, y'all big mad about the Warriors. Okay. Shout out to the Bay Area, man. Let me see where y'all are from. Bay Area. Steph was shooting buckets. He was shooting y'all lights out. Have you seen your boy 6ix9ine? Why is that my boy? Diss Chief Keef? Nah, I heard they beefing. I seen something that said he gonna go to Chicago. I don't know if that's wise. Well, hey. I mean, unless he got a show out there or something. I don't see why you would go out to Chicago. Listen, Chicago is not for play. Just FYI. Chicago's with it. Whatever. Remember when Floyd was telling Guerrero, however you want. That's Chicago. However you want it. However you need. Chicago's not playing. That's not the place you want to troll or whatever. So, I don't know. I wouldn't be playing them games. Like Jay-Z said, you play in the bank, I play in the bank too. You playing the games, I'm seeing this thing through. You saying my name to entertain your crew. I ain't playing the games, shot ran you through. Oh my God. Jay was killing on that. He said, quit playing the childish games with grown men. He said, quit playing the games, you know you ain't gonna win. Quit playing the childish games with grown men. Y'all gotta quit playing childish games with grown men. Chicago is not the spot to be like fucking around like that. And I'm from a spot in the Bay, you know what I mean? Just the Bay in general. Not necessarily the city I live in right now, but just being out here, and there's spots in the Bay you don't fuck around with, you know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, from that, you know what I mean, from city to city, hood to hood, Chicago is one of them ones. But hey, people gonna do whatever they want to do. That Warriors game, it was a good game for us, not necessarily for LeBron. LeBron looked frustrated. I'll say it. Steph Curry is like, that man is amazing from that 3-point line. It's ridiculous. Because like the thing is, there's other great, like JJ Redick from the 3, Bird or Reggie Miller or whatever, but this dude don't even be close to the line. He be hella far away, running up, and he's just shooting shit, and it's so instinctual. That's the thing I like about Steph Curry. His release would be equivalent to Tom Brady in football. You know what I'm saying? How Tom Brady could read the play and and then the ball's already left his hand. That's his release time is ridiculous. Yeah, he's like at half court and shit, and he's at awkward angles and tripping and falling and still is on nothing but net. Like, this is crazy, man. I'm not from Oakland. I'm from the Bay Area. I'm not from Oakland specifically. I'm from the Flats. LeBron getting swept. Hey, it's a possibility, right? See, and the other thing is, like, you got to look at it. Like, I look at boxing. I look at all sports. I look at it and try to analyze. And not, like, I actually respect LeBron. It's not just about, like, poking fun or whatever. And I was just in Cleveland, and there's some good-ass people. So I got people in Cleveland. I liked it, had a great time. But I look at it, one of the deficits that they would have to overcome, we know how great LeBron is. But game 1 was very demoralizing. That man, LeBron, was balling, scored 51 points by his lonesome. He scored half of the team's points by his lonesome, by himself. Still to lose because Hennessy Master started dribbling the ball out. Oh, what's going on? Oh, we losing? Like, what is you doing, bro? That man had a half pint of Henny. In the Bay, we call it heen. He had that heen. And then to lose in that fashion, you were already burnt out from that game because he didn't really rest much. He wasn't on the bench much. So you did all that just to lose. You know what I mean? Didn't get much breaks. And then they didn't take LeBron out until late in this game too. And it's demoralizing just because Steph was getting off. KD was doing some great rebounds and assisting. Everybody, you know what I mean? JaVale McGee, he was getting off a little bit under the rim. It was just like well orchestrated basketball. Another thing with today game 2 is the Cavs, their shots weren't sinking. They had hella opportunity. They was like right under layups, just simple shit. You got to make some of that shit, especially when Steph's on like that. See, that's the thing I like about Steph is even if he's having a bad game, as long as he starts shooting early, he's going to pick up the tempo. He's going to start. It's like almost impossible for him to just go the duration. I never seen no game like that. I've seen games where he's doing horrible the first 2 quarters, and out of nowhere he just turns it up and starts finding his shot. So yeah, and then Bay Area is petty, so they was chanting when JR was at the line. They was like MVP, chanting MVP, obviously taunting him. Not a good way to go back to Cleveland. I think game 1 burnt LeBron out a little bit because he was doing the hella shit, triple doubles and 51 point, and you did all that, still lost, and then this was a discouraging loss. So I don't know. We'll see. It's basketball, and damn near sometimes basketball in the finals be seeming like rigged. Like remember when they came back and beat the Warriors from like a 3-1 deficit. I was rolling 5 points after the trash ass game 1. Yeah, they should have never let that go into overtime because, again, you're dealing with a superior team in terms of everybody playing a part, a well-placed team. You know what I mean? If Steph is off, Clay's there. You know what I'm saying? You just have role players who step up. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to miss. Versus the Cavs, you have like how much money Kevin Love get and what has he been doing? Like what has he really done? Ruslan Provodnikov retired. He retired. So you have LeBron more than carrying his own load, his own weight or whatever. But then who else? JR's making mistakes to help them lose the game. Where's Kevin Love? All that money he got, what is he doing? Right? You know what I mean? Who's stepping up like that? And it's impossible. You can't just have LeBron do everything. Burn one man out. Anyway, let's do a roll call. I want to see where y'all at. Rockets are irrelevant right now. Hey, y'all cold-blooded. I hear AJ Wilder fight is off. That's sad. 50 mil, 50-50 split. I don't think it's off. I don't think it's the right terminology because it was never on. Joshua didn't want 50-50 because he wants to be, it's mad, and he wants to fight in front of the UK for some reason. Man, listen, I'm telling y'all straight up, I love y'all to death. Eagles Army, much love. Appreciate everything you did. I'm getting that bag. If it comes to a point where y'all gonna be mad at me for getting $50 million, knowing I'm gonna come back, like, see, I'm not a disloyal person. Like, I remember who supported me and stuff like that. So if I got 50 mil, I'm coming back and my channel is gonna be on point. You know what I mean? I'm gonna fuck around, be on some Mayweather shit. Private jets to the flight. I might even skydive into the middle of the ring like that dude at the Riddick Bowe fight. If I got money to burn at that point. So you know my channel is gonna be even more because right now at this point, I finance everything. You know what I mean? So I got to just make everything work. But shit, give me 50 mil. I'm buying dumb shit for the channel. Like, why is Ego sending us 3D glasses? Man, my live streams is in 3D now. I'm just dumb shit. We gonna be in IMAX live streams. You in the hot seat. Like, my middle finger gonna be in 3D. Like, dumb shit. So, if anybody would, you're not really a supporter of mine if you would tell me not to go get that bag. No, don't get that bag. Fight for us. Right here. Fight in the UK. You cannot fight in America. Man, even Black Panther had to leave Wakanda in part of the movie. You feel me? He came back to Wakanda, but there was sections of the movie, motherfucker had to go to Tokyo. You know what I mean? He had to go to 7-Eleven or some shit. He had to go to these different spots. He didn't just stay in Wakanda the whole fucking movie. He the Black Panther. So refusing 50 million to fight at home makes look. You see this American flag? I stand by that. But at the same time, 50 million. Hey, go film. Man, I'll go film Liam Scotty or whatever. Liam McCracken or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whoever. I'm gonna go film all that for 50 mil. You think I won't go to the UK for some work? Like to something that I already do now? Go in someone's gym? That don't even make sense. But Joshua was like, oh, we built this here. You built it here, that's cool, but don't you want to branch out? Listen, man. There's so much in boxing. Y'all want to skip roll call and just jump into Abel? That sounds suspect. Pause. We're going to pause that. Okay. I know when I make a mistake. I said pause. Y'all want to do the roll call? Or y'all want to skip the roll call? Or y'all want to just do the roll call like normal? It's actually hard making myself stutter because I don't really have a stutter. They saying they want to skip the roll call. First 5 people to vote, we gonna skip it. 2 people said skip. 1 person said, 3 people said skip. Whatever I see first, that's gonna determine. Skip or roll call. Skip or roll call. Go. 4 people said skip, 2 people. Wow, we skipping it. The fans run the channel. It's done. I said the first 5. They said fuck it. We'll do it later. We'll probably do one later. All right. Abel Sanchez did an interview. It's done. It's settled. Y'all still voting skip. I'm done. We skipping it. We're not doing it. Abel Sanchez did an interview with Behind the Gloves. Shout out to my friend Michelle Joy Phelps. Welcome back to America. She was in the UK. She'll probably be back because she was working with World Boxing Super Series and just interviewing fighters and stuff. Look, I'm on my shit. I had to take notes. I'm back on my notes, man. Abel Sanchez told Michelle Joy Phelps some things, very questionable things to me. She did a good job with the interviewing and just at least getting the interview with Abel. You know what I mean? So shout out again to Behind the Gloves. But what Abel said, the black I can't even do it. Y'all got me laughing. Smash the like button. We working. We about to get this work. Some of the things that Abel Sanchez said to Behind the Gloves was very confusing to me. And I took notes because I like to be professional in front of you guys. Sometimes. Abel says, Triple G, this is paraphrasing. I didn't write necessarily direct quotes because I'm listening. I'm just like, blah, blah. So I got to keep flipping. Just settle on. Abel Sanchez says Triple G is not about the almighty dollar. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds great. But his whole point in that little stanza he was saying is that ever since I've known Triple G, he doesn't really care about like the money, and it's more about integrity and honor and legacy. Bro, he's a prize fighter. He's a prize fighter. He fights for a prize. Everybody wants the biggest prize, you know what I mean, or a prize they feel matches the level of work. It's so passe, these trainers and people trying to act like these guys are so noble. That doesn't even make sense, because fuck being noble, fuck nobility. When it doesn't, just listen to the interview. If I'm full of shit, fine. If that's what you really feel, fine. But I'm going to tell you why it doesn't make sense. Because later in this interview, same exact interview, he's talking about Triple G is going to do whatever he wants in his career because the WBC or the IBF, they don't pay his bills. So you talking about bill pays and recurring payments and shit. So you're acknowledging that he has bills and that he has like whatever, car note, whatever he pays for. So that's something he considers. More importantly, why is he asking for 50-50, saying, hey, he's reconsidered and that's fair? He thinks it's fair. If he's not about the almighty dollar, then that don't even make sense. You guys, so it sounds cool, but people aren't playing. These trainers want to say like, or whoever, it's not even just trainer, just people in boxing. They want to say this stuff, but nobody really believes that because it doesn't make sense. Listen, I'm a straight up and down motherfucker. I'm a straight person. I'm a straight shooter. Steak and potatoes. If anybody at this point has any questions about I work and I'm a YouTuber full time. I don't have another job. I don't have another gig. I don't do wash people's cars or paint people's house on the side. This is what I do. You get me? So I'll be perfectly honest with you. I have to maintain that. So I got to manage my workload, put out stuff, super chats, things like that, help the grand scheme of things. Even though I don't even really need the super chat money. I'm not saying I don't need it, but I don't use it. I don't really use that. Sometimes I use it for like gear, because super chats, they put it on your check. It's not like I have a super chat account and I can just take access to the money. So I don't even really super chat. YouTubers, this is a little tip for you YouTubers. If you're banking on super chats to pay your bills or anything like that, you fucking up, because super chats are not a given. You should never rely on a commission or something given like, unless you know you like work at a store and you're getting commission, you know you've been there, so you know exactly how much you're gonna get. But something as like up and down as a super chat, you should never rely on that to pay your bills. So that I don't even care about that. But in terms of getting views on videos, monetizing videos, I do all of that. You know what I mean? Because this is a brand. This is a business, right? So anyway, any of those extra things, Venmos and PayPal, all that stuff helps. And I'm not going to beat around the bush, and I'm not going to try to make myself sound, oh, you see the American flag, I don't care about your money, I care about boxing. Fuck that. I care about your money, I care about my money, like, you know what I'm saying? As it relates to the business. Now, there's a difference between someone trying to swindle. I work for everything that I have. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to swindle people. I'm not saying, hey, give me some money so I can spend it on like drugs and hookers. I don't do that. Like, I don't do any of that. I don't even go to strip clubs. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I wouldn't go to a strip club though, but I don't. You don't ever see me on Instagram or something walking into a strip club, right? So the bottom line is I'm not gonna try to make myself sound like I'm not in it for it. Listen, all that, like, some people like, oh, I do YouTube for fun. That's cool. Maybe that's for them. But I'm not. This ain't for fun. It's not that I don't have love for the boxing game, but this is what I do full time. I mean, ask Ellie. Ask anybody who's doing this full time. They're out there hustling because I see them because I'm next to them. You know what I mean? Ellie's trying to get the scoop. He's trying to get good footage. He's doing this, him or his people. Or the next channel, and we all trying to upload. I mean, we in the same grind. So for bottom line, to wrap this back up to relate it back to Abel Sanchez, he trying to make it like Triple G is just like this noble prize fighter that ultimately doesn't care about money. But off top, that doesn't make sense because later in the interview he says, oh, but he doesn't care. Triple G's gonna do what's right for him because he has bills to pay. Right? Which we all know he has bills to pay, or not necessarily bills, but expenditures or whatever, right? And then other thing, why would you ask for 50-50? Honestly. Why do you think you're not 35%, knowing that's going to be, you can't make that, whatever you would make at 35% with Canelo versus anyone. You know what I'm saying? You can fight Charlo, Derevchenko. You're not going to get 35% of whatever Canelo Triple G with controversy sells. Shout out to my dude Justin Kudo, $5 super chat money game. I super chat you, Ego, because you don't ask for it. You put in the work and keep us boxing fans informed and entertained. Much love and respect. Shout out to my dude Justin Kudo. That's what it's all about. I have an open door policy, basically. You know what I mean? I keep it very transparent. This is not just, when I first started, it was a hobby. I had a regular job and I would do this on the side. And sometimes I was tired and I would come back midnight from my real job, my regular retail job or whatever, and I would do videos. I put in the work, you know what I mean? I paid the cost to be the boss. Now I do this full time, so I gotta keep it afloat, you know what I mean? Hitting y'all over the head with videos and content. That's the hustle. But I would never try to make myself sound so sincere. Like, you know what I mean? Some people are like, I'm just giving you the videos out of the kindness of my heart. I don't even care about views. Who the fuck wants to do a video that no one sees? Amazing work ethic, Ego. Shout out to you. Thank you. My pops is a hard worker, so I learned from him. But like, honestly, why? Like, that's why I tell you I'm the realest in the game, because like I'm not gonna beat around the bush and lie. Like listen, if I go to a fight and I spend hella money on hotels and flight and the fight's weak, I'm gonna be like, damn, that sucked, because I'm real, because I know it was a bust for me to even come out there. Like when I went to Brandon Rios versus Mike Alvarado 3, wasting my goddamn money. Alvarado quit. There was no post-fight conference. They put it in a venue, the weigh-in, where the public couldn't come in, even though it was supposed to be a public weigh-in, so they had to turn everyone away. I wasted my time. I wasted my money. It wasn't a fight that I had to spend a couple thousand to go get to just to be in Denver. No disrespect to Denver. You know what I mean? I keep it a buck. So anyway, enough about me. I'm just saying I don't have to front and act like, oh, like that's what people try to do. See, that to me, honestly, that makes it sound like you have ulterior motives when you're trying to sound too squeaky clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm not in it for views. I'm not in it for money. I am. And anybody else who's doing this full time, if they tell you otherwise, they're probably lying. Because like I said, why would you want to have a YouTube channel that doesn't grow? Who wouldn't want to be a YouTuber full time? Like, who's like, no, I'd rather work for somebody. I'd rather work for the man. Fuck YouTubing full time. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to do a slamming interview or an exclusive with Charlo, or catch Charlo punching somebody and catch it on footage and then not get views on it? You know what I'm saying? That's not even real. So I'm not even going to front like that's real. If I get a video of Broner flipping out, calling Leonard Ellaby, oh, you a bitch ass nigga, I'm trying to put it up because we want the views. Because that helps facilitate what we're doing and get us to the next level. Period. You feel me? I don't have to like sugarcoat it and act like, oh, I just captured Broner yelling at Leonard Ellerby for the fans. It was solely for boxing, and I'm capturing anything I can for boxing, but it's also for the cause, for the movement. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, back to Abel. He's telling Michelle Joy Phelps that Triple G's not motivated and he's not about the almighty dollar, but I don't agree with that, because why are you asking for 50-50 if you don't care? Somebody answer that. I'll wait. Maybe it's a perspective I never thought of, but I just need to hear the answer to that. Somebody explain that to me. Why would you want 50-50 and in 35 you're still gonna get, you know what I mean, 30, it's not like you're making slave wages if you take 35 versus Canelo. You made millions, you know what I'm saying? You made millions in the somebody call me Jared Leto and Nightcrawler. Hell no. Hey, you gotta get that shot. But they have a show on Netflix that it's just like the Nightcrawler movie. Same thing. People, they got all this, they got nice ass cars, and they go to crash sites and they listen to on their CB radios or whatever radio technology to know what's popping. Oh shit, there was a double homicide. Oh shit, there's a 5-alarm building fire. And then they go to what they think is gonna get the most hits. And then they're racing the other people. There's like a couple people in the city that do the same thing, and you'll make the most money selling it to the news stations if you're first. You know what I'm saying? And they were like cutting through traffic and speed, and they were doing hell. I don't do all that. You know what I mean? They were doing all kinds of crazy shit. It was just like the Nightcrawler movie. It's on Netflix. I forgot what it's called. It's a documentary show. But yeah, just to come out and make it like, oh, Golovkin is not motivated by money. You don't even have to do that. Like, people understand Golovkin is a celebrity. He has, I think he has kids and stuff like that. His wife, like, nobody's, he just had a kid, a second kid. I don't know how many kids he has. I don't want to be on this business like that, but I know he just had a kid right before the Canelo fight. And you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, I'm not saying you have to be Floyd Mayweather and flaunt and lay all your money on a hotel, you know what I mean, table or something. That's up to you if you want to do all that. But we know you got to get money, you got to eat, you got to get what's fair. Like, so for Abel to be like, oh, Golovkin is not motivated by the almighty dollar, to me, it sounds like it doesn't sound genuine. It just doesn't. And again, even if he I'm not always right, but I do think about stuff. I do have a level of intellect, I would say. And I don't like when people try to play me for a fool. And I really try to understand what people are saying and see what makes sense to me. Eddie Hearn said something about Joshua. I'm like, okay, I heard what you said, but I remember you said this. You know what I mean? And if it don't add up, it don't add up. Same thing with Abel. How you going to do an interview and you said he's not motivated by the almighty dollar, like saying you don't really care about the money, so to speak. But then you said, oh, Triple G's going to do what's best for him, even if it includes getting stripped of his belt because he got bills to pay and the WBC, IBF, is none of their business. How you going to say that? How you going to say he deserves 50-50 if you don't really care about money? That doesn't make sense to me. Shout out to my dude, Money Pal, Eagles Army. He said Triple G is looking to secure his future. It's about the money. $10 super chat. Shout out to you. I mean, and see, this is the thing I don't get, Money. And your name is Money, so you know about money. And your son's name is Money. thing I don't get is it's okay. Like, when have you ever told me that I'm actually happy the fighters aren't getting robbed by, you know what I mean, like the Don Kings, or I'm not going to list a bunch of people, but you guys know what fighters have been robbed. Like Manny Pacquiao used to get robbed. See, some of y'all don't even know this. See, I know my boxing. That's one thing I do know. Manny Pacquiao had some managers that he later had to sue because they were undercutting him. You know what I mean? They were like robbing him, like not giving him his full rations of what he really was grossing and earning. And I'm not talking about top rank. It was before he was with all that whole situation. See, some of y'all don't know that type of stuff. But yeah, Manny Pacquiao had some managers, and he thought they were his people and cool, and they was crooks. You know what I mean? So I get it. I'm glad the fighters are getting paid more than ever because they're in a brutal field. So it's just like for Abel Sanchez to really try to pull the wool over people's eyes in that regard, to make it like it's not about money, that doesn't really make sense. Because if that was really true, then why is Triple G having a standoff with Golden Boy right now over 50-50? You got to analyze what people say. Similarly, Eddie Hearn's side and Team Joshua's side, they're saying it's a 100 mil fight, 50 mil, I'll take the fight tomorrow. And then you get offered 50 mil, right? And then all of a sudden, now you say, oh, that's not life-changing money. We don't need the money like that. We'd rather fight at home. We'd rather take a 20 mil, 30 mil pay cut for the luxury of fighting at home. So these things aren't adding up. Do you get what I'm saying? Shout out to North Carolina in the building. I was just out there. I had a great time. Good food, too. Shout out to Mertz. I was in, I think that was North Carolina. It was either North or South. I'm pretty sure it was North Carolina. Shout out to Mertz Soul Food. I was out there. This was like a month ago. But anyway, so that doesn't make sense. That's one thing that doesn't make sense with the interview. You don't, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to do that that's what makes me feel like you're not being truthful with something, because you're trying to make Triple G look like such a noble good boy that to the point where it looks like you're actually doing the opposite. It looks like you have some different motives when you do that. You know what I'm saying? See, I could take this a bit further and give y'all an analogy if y'all want. If y'all want an analogy, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? We got to get the likes up. Can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? I'll give you real world type of analogies to hopefully paint the picture for you guys. Couple more hell yeahs and we working. Okay, here's an analogy I could think of regarding this. Women. When women are see, this is the thing about it. You can only hide intent for so long. I'm gonna repeat it. You can only hide intent for so long. What I mean is, if your intent is not what you say it is, then at some point that will be revealed. You know what I'm saying? You can only hide your intent for so long, right? Like, let's say there's a girl, and then I'm acting like I'm somebody that I'm not. I'm acting like I'm more successful than I am, or I'm acting like I'm a nice guy and I'm really an asshole, right? If my intent is just to really like bamboozle her or trick her to sleep with her, that's my intent. You know what I mean? My motive is to like got the draws. Remember what Tommy, rest in peace to Tommy from Martin. GTD, got the draws, right? So at some point it would be revealed in the relationship that this is not really me. This is not my real character. I'm putting on for her. You know what I mean? Maybe it happens after she's already given it up or whatever the situation is. But you can only I can't pretend to be somebody and play this character and like I'm hiding it forever, and then she's never going to see any signs of it. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So your intent, it will be revealed at some point. And I think that's kind of what's happening with the Triple G side. Similarly, you look at girls in like nice guys. Why don't girls like nice guys? Like guys who are, oh, he's too nice. You know what I mean? Things like that. And then they go fall for the bad boy. Because the thing with the bad boy is, the bad boy simply doesn't care. You know what you're getting. You know he's trouble. He has a bike. He has other bitches that like him. You know what I mean? He sleeps around, or he's just, you know what I mean? He's good looking, muscular, whatever makes him a bad boy to you. He does music, or he's a jock or athlete, but you know what you're getting. You get what I'm saying? You know what you're getting with the bad boy. That's why some girls like it. But with the nice guy, you could be pretending to be nice. You know what I mean? That might not really be you. You could be like buying her flowers and like courting her and like opening doors and like overly doing it. You know what I mean? To the point where it doesn't seem genuine. I hope you guys follow me. So what I'm saying here with the Abel Sanchez is you don't have to overdo something. We know Triple G has to make a living. People know he's a prize fighter. So for you to do the opposite and make it like, oh yeah, Triple G, he's fighting for a noble cause. He's fighting for the people. Like, this is not the 1900s where you had to fight 26 rounds. This is a lucrative business. He's got a taste of good money from probably the Kell Brook fight, Jacobs fight, and Canelo fights combined. You know what I mean? So you don't have to over represent the fact that he's not doing it for the money. It's about legacy. And then when you do that, it doesn't seem genuine, because later in the same interview, you're talking about how he might get stripped of belts. So if it's all about legacy, then why would you get stripped of belts for not fighting mandatories? Why would you fight Vanes Martirosyan instead of your mandatory if you're just so noble? You know what I'm saying? So these things don't make sense. And the more you try to make them make sense or make that seem like the appearance, like I said, bad boy versus a nice guy. The nice guy could be pretending. A bad boy, usually people aren't really pretending. Like if a guy is sleeping around a lot of pretty girls and stuff, it's hard to pretend stuff like that. Like if women are attracted to this guy, it's hard to like fake that. Fake like you have 20 model chicks that like you when you really don't. But it's not hard to play a nice guy and act like you're nicer than what you are, and you're a dirtbag. So that's what it comes down to when it comes to Abel Sanchez. You don't have to overdo it. Golovkin's a prize fighter. He's entitled to get his prize. No one has a problem with that. But when you're trying to make it like, oh, he's about legacy, and that's what they did early in the career, and it's not adding up to me. Johnny, $2 super chat. Triple G ain't got much left. That's why he wants 50-50. Possibly. But, man, I'm not racist. I don't condone racism. I don't condone racist people. However, who I am as a person, I would much prefer the outright racist than the closet racist. Because at least the outright racist is so foul and so ignorant that there's no discussion, there's no debate, there's no wondering, there's no scratching your head, there's no what if. You just know that they're racist. They just came out with it. You know what I'm saying? But the closet racists, they're not so open. It's like, damn, they're saying stuff. They keep saying racially motivated jokes and stuff. You know what I mean? But they haven't just come out and say it. I'm not saying I respect the racist, but I would respect the person who was more cutthroat about it and outright, because then there's nothing to decipher. We know what it is. Just come out. Like, I mean, I can't really speak because I'm not trying to take this into something else. But even if somebody, let's say somebody was like homosexual or something, right? It would be better just to me, and I don't know what they go through in that situation, but it seems like it would be better. Me personally, my taste, I would probably prefer that my coworker it was known, a known thing that's who they were. But you read books and stuff, and people be on the down low, and they try to act super masculine and stuff, but then they're really doing all types of extra stuff, like behind closed. I think Yusuf Mack kind of did that in boxing. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, no, that ain't me. They're like, hey, you was in that one flick. And no, man, and then it came out, and he was like, man, they drugged me. And they're like, we got your consent form. And then it came out that that's what he was into. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like in life, I'm more of a straight shooter. So I'd rather someone just outright be about the shit. So there's no guessing game. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with Triple G wanting money. He's a prize fighter. I want money for what I do. You know what I mean? But every time you try to cover that up and try to make it like it's some nobler cause, like, it just, to me, it doesn't come across as genuine. Me. Like I said, answer it. If Triple G is not fighting for money, then why is he 150-50? And other contradict. Man, we could do this all day. Abel Sanchez, here's some more. We'll keep going. Abel Sanchez, make sure you smash the like button. Abel Sanchez said, he's like tearing down Canelo. Like, oh, Canelo, he wasn't enrolled in VADA for 6 months. So who is he doing? What is he doing in those 6 months? Because he's not being tested, right? Even if he has a point, okay, that's fine. We don't know what Canelo's doing. Why you want to fight him, though? Why do you seem like you want to fight Canelo? See, it doesn't. The only thing is, it doesn't seem like he doesn't want to fight Canelo, Triple G. It seems like he doesn't want to fight Canelo for the money that they already agreed to. But it seems like he wants to fight Canelo more than Charlo, more than Billy Joe Saunders, more than Derevyanchenko, more than Jacob. So, like, it's like you have to almost pick a stance and run with that. Like, which one is it? Do you want to keep taking the man down? We know what he did. I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying I condone cheats. We know what he failed for. We know his career. We know what he tested positive for. We know a little bit more about what it is, what clenbuterol does. We heard his side. We heard your side. We know. So it's just like, you just keep talking about what he did wrong and he could be on drugs. But why you want to fight him then? You know what I'm saying? Why not give, like, and that's what I'm saying. He doesn't, like, I don't think they realize the more you tear down Canelo, the more people like me, it lessens the actual implications of the rematch. To me, now I'm to the point where I'm like, I don't even really care about Canelo Golovkin too. I mean, I think they should fight from a personal standpoint. I think they should fight just to give closure to the fans. But you're making that each day you go in on Canelo even more. You're making, because why do I want to see your clean fighter fight a dirty fighter? Because that's what you're telling me that I should believe. You know what I mean? And then if that's the case, I would rather see your clean fighter fight another clean fighter. Derevyanchenko ain't, and I'm not saying just because you haven't been caught, you're not doing nothing, but innocent until proven guilty. I have no way of proving that other guys are on anything. So until they pop dirty for something, then I'm just gonna have to ride with, unless I have some intel that suggests otherwise. So I'd rather see your clean fighter fight another clean fighter, especially when you're telling me he's cheating with his raps. Vegas loves him. The WBC's in it with him. Judges are in it with him. He's on the meat and he's ate Clinton. You know what I mean? Like, why do you think that's going to entice fans to want to see the fight more? You know what I'm saying? For me, it doesn't. It doesn't build the fight. Like, maybe at a certain degree, and then if it would just stop. But just to keep talking and belaboring the point, now it's just like, I don't even care, man. I don't like that hat. I don't care what you like. You're not wearing it. Wear the hat you like. Y'all be saying some really silly stuff. I don't like that hat. Don't like it. Don't wear it. Don't buy it. This is my head. So that's just my thoughts on the situation. It's just like it's like more destructive when you just keep talking about Canelo being a cheater. Like okay, we get it. We know he failed. Like, the more you keep talking about it, it's kind of like you still want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with, like, even Joshua Wilder. I keep talking about that fight, but the difference is the fight could happen ideally. If Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua just came out and said, we fighting Povetkin, we ain't trying to fight, then I'm just going to be like, hey, they've made their decision. You know what I mean? I'm not, what am I going to say? That's what they decided to do. So it just seems like they want their cake and eat it too. They want to keep making the situation worse for Canelo, but at the same time they want to fight him. So I just feel like, why? Okay, I don't care. Don't fight Canelo. That doesn't hurt me. I'm not, you know what I mean? I want to see the rematch, but if you really in your heart of all hearts think he's dirty and he's not going to give you a fair shake, and he has all this other stuff working in his favor, like judges and sanctioning body, then I'm good with that. Don't fight him next. Fight Charlo. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it seems like they want to keep talking about Canelo. Don't want to fight Charlo. Don't want to fight Billy Joe Saunders more. Don't want to fight Derevchenko or give Jacobs a rematch more. But you want to talk about all that's wrong with Canelo. You guys get what I'm saying? So I just feel like kind of pick a side. Like pick the side that you want to rock with. For example, Abel Sanchez says Michelle Joy Phelps in the interview, she says, a fighter that I want to see you fight personally or something like that is Billy Joe Saunders. And then Abel, the first thing he said was negative. He said, Billy Joe Saunders, he's very difficult to work with, and we tried in the past. And I mean, I would hope that it could come through, but it didn't sound optimistic. He said Billy Joe, he's going to want too much money, or he's going to be too hard to work with based on whatever he feels was their past. But people change, you know what I mean? Mayweather and Pacquiao, they tried it once, they tried it twice with the 40 mil flat rate, and then none of that worked. And then they came back to the cutting room floor, and then it did work. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know what happened in the past, because it did. See, I'm very transparent. It did seem like Billy Joe Saunders did not want to fight Golovkin, like he was afraid, because Golovkin was mowing through guys. But as of lately, Billy Joe Saunders seems like he wants that wreck, like he wants that work. So maybe try negotiating with him. So for Abel to just be like, oh yeah, he's just too difficult, it's like you're already writing it off. It's like, has Tom Loeffler seriously contacted Frank Warren try to make the fight? Billy Joe Saunders, his hamstring bothering him or whatever, so his fight is dead. The Mark Murray's fight. Is Tom Loeffler like, yo, can he be good by September or whatever, October? We really want to fight him. Instead of just speculating it. Instead of just assuming he's going to, you seen what he wanted to fight Jacob, so he's definitely going to want more to fight Triple G. You don't know that. You don't know what he wants. He might want more to fight Jacobs because he doesn't want to fight Jacobs. Because Jacobs is a dangerous, deadly fight, and he doesn't bring the 4 belts that Golovkin has. So he could have just been pricing himself out of that fight or whatever because he didn't really want to fight him for no belts. But with Triple G, maybe he'll fight him for less than that because he knows what's in it if he beats him. But you can't just keep running around saying Billy Joe Saunders is ducking you and scared anymore when he's at least publicly sounding more brazen and brave, like he really wants to fight you. You can't just, instead, like, you know what I'm saying, is take the guesswork out of it. Instead of just assuming that he's gonna price himself out, right? Contact his people who represent him and see if that's the case, and then say it. But don't just assume that, oh yeah, he's just too hard to work with. How you know? And it's not like, and how is he like, man, I could do this all day. How's he too hard to work with? And it's not like it's even him on the phone. You're talking to Frank Warren, a businessman who's been in the business. It's not like Billy Joe Sanders like, oh yeah, I want a couple of feet me. You know what I'm saying? Hey mate. Like I can understand if the fighter is getting on the phone, like negotiating and like making it hard to deal with, but you're dealing with his promoter. So they would be, you would talk to them, then he would probably talk to the Billy Joe. You get what I'm saying? Crazy. F Cisco 1, shout out to you, $10 super chat. Whether Canelo cheated or not, he calls the shots because he sells, like him or not, it is what it is. See? Ego's Army, no. Shout out to you for the super chat. Same thing I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, no matter how much you try to deconstruct Canelo, he's the A side. You can say he's cheating, you say his layered gloves, you can say he needs to cut his hair, whatever you say, he's still the A side though. You can't talk someone out of being an A side value. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, I could make diss videos to Warren Buffett every day, or talk bad about Warren Buffett. Oh yeah, he stole a lot of his ideas. This is not true, but I'm just saying hypothetically. Let's say I'm making a video. Oh yeah, Warren Buffett, he jacked his ideas from a lot of people, and he didn't really make those investments. He had a team, and blah blah blah. He's still a fucking billionaire. No matter how much I talk about how bad of a person. Oh yeah, one time his sister came over for Thanksgiving. He didn't even let her eat. I could tell you all this dirt about him, hypothetically, in this made-up scenario. But guess what? He's still a billionaire. There's no amount of talking I can do that's gonna change that. just because I'm spilling the beans on all his skeletons in the closet. You feel me? So similarly, no matter what Abel, Tom Loeffler, or Triple G say about Canelo being a cheat or how they didn't like, he's still the A side. I know it might sound like I'm siding with someone. It's not that I'm siding with anyone. I'm just a realist when it comes to this game. I'm a realist with realistic expectations. He didn't let her eat. Yeah, I'm just giving an example for y'all. I'm just saying you're not going to talk someone out of their value. No matter what I said about Warren Buffett, he's still eating. He's still a billionaire. That's the cold hard reality of it. Oh yeah, but Canelo cheat. He's still the A side. Oh, but Canelo Twite. He's the A side. Oh, why is Canelo and Chepo? He's the A side. Oh, but Chepo was a butcher. He's the A side. Like, no matter what you keep saying, he's the A side. Like, you know, yep, Chepo was a butcher. They should have checked the meat, but he didn't, and he's still the A side. That's the reality of it. How am I lying? How is what I'm saying not make? Am I saying it's fair? Absolutely not. I never said it was fair. But then again, I never said life was fair. I'm just telling you the reality. Remember Tupac's song? That's just the way it is. We need to start making changes. Kill a nigga, he's a hero. That whole song is about things that need to be changed. But that doesn't mean the changes are happening. I don't mean the changes are coming. He's just telling you what he thinks needs to be changed. That's it. That's just the way it is. Listen to that Tupac song. He's not saying these are all great things. Kill a brother, pull the trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero. He's not bragging about it, saying, oh, this is great. He's just telling you what it is, what he sees. Ha ha ha, ego, you know your music. Hey, Tupac's my favorite, so that's a gimme. I'm just giving y'all some examples. Ego's Army coming with it. Randy Ridley. Ugh, I like that. I might have to use that. He said, business has no feelings. Ugh, I like that. I like that one a lot. That's true. That's true. I mean, it is what it is. Like, okay, this is in my opinion is untrue, but people have different perception. People think my name is Ego because they think I'm egotistical, right? Which is the farthest from the truth. But I'll let people think whatever they want to think about me and interpret me saying what I say passionately as whatever. So let's say there's another boxing channel that you don't think is egotistical, and you think I'm just the most egotistical asshole, right? Are they gonna start killing me with the viewership because their personality? You know what I mean? Because you think it's fair that like I've even seen people diss me in other people's videos saying, oh, you should have way more subscribers and views than Boxingego. He sucks. But do they have more subscribers and views than me? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's not all, life is not always fair. What you think is fair is not always going to play out fair. Yeah, in a perfect world, Triple G, he should get, as a champion, he should have never got 30%. But see, part of that goes on his team, because that's what they negotiated on your behalf. They're representing you. They're representing your side of the equation. And they let you slide with that. They let you sign on the dotted line knowing that Golden Boy was only given 30%. You can't accept a business deal, get the deal, eat, everybody eats under the terms that were established, and then now you mad at them and like, hey, we've been taking these consolidations and pay cuts. You should have never took it. You should have never took it because it sounds like you don't like it. Sound like you always thought it was unfair. You know what I mean? And that's just that's the reality that I see. Don't take something you don't feel. If you think you're worth more, then don't stop. Like Michael Jackson said, don't stop till you get enough. Don't stop. Keep negotiating. And if they want to dead it, like I said, it would have hurt Canelo more than Triple G if they didn't fight. Because he's the one that vacated his belt. He was the one that looked like he was ducking Triple G at a point in time, right? He was the one fighting Liam Smith and Amir Khan. He was the one that was like fighting all these Canelo weight catch weights. So he needs the money for a new haircut. Who? What are you talking about? Y'all just be saying, typing whatever. I think y'all got Tourette's. He wants a bowl cut. Like, what? Who are you even talking about? Triple G needs a new haircut? I don't know. I'm lost. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. I'm not saying it's right. But again, you can't change the world. But what you can do is do your best to try to get what you're worth. You know what I mean? Like, it's not right. They say I love Canelo and all this extra stuff. I call it how it is. I thought the open scoring in the Trout fight was bullshit. I told you I thought Lotta beat him. Floyd Mayweather clearly dogged him. CJ Ross's scorecard of a draw was bullshit. I told you the 118-110 Adelaide Bird scorecard was bullshit. Neither fighter could have said that they won 10 rounds in the Canelo Triple G fight. I told you the Amir Khan fight shouldn't have happened. I told you Liam Smith fight shouldn't happen. But somehow, despite all of that, where Canelo has been criticized, I told you countless videos about Canelo constantly doing catch weights, right? Bringing Chavez down, bringing this person up, whatever. But despite all those equal criticisms, somehow I'm the Canelo dick sucker and dick right. You know what I mean? So, like I said, fuck him. I'm going to keep saying whatever I want, and whatever you feel at the end of the day, that's what you feel. But you ain't trying to battle in the hot seat, so I'm not worried about it. But, yeah, I mean, either way, no matter what you say about Canelo, I understand the implications. I understand what happened on his end. He's still the A side. That's the reality of it. He literally is the A side. Now, this was very concerning, too, because, like, in essence, I'm going to make a video about this, too, but Abel Sanchez, in essence, he kind of went at the WBC. If you fast forward the Michelle Joy Phelps, Abel Sanchez interview to about 3 minutes, 30 seconds, give or take, Abel replies to the WBC saying that Charlo will be next if he doesn't fight Canelo. And Michelle asked him a question like, what do you think of the WBC saying he'll have Charlo if he turns down the Canelo fight? And Abel like kind of barked it, like in terms of like how quickly he responded. He's like Gennady will have whoever he wants. Okay. Then he says Triple G gonna do whatever he wants to do. No, Triple G gonna do what he wants to do. If he decides to not fight for a particular belt, then you know, this is a direct quote, the belt can go, end quote. Once again, Abel Sanchez told Behind the Gloves, Triple G gonna do what he wants to do. If he decides to not fight for a particular belt, then you know, the belt can go, end quote. Okay. Then Abel says the WBC actions are kind of ignorant. So he basically said the moves and the articles or headline interviews from Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC, were kind of ignorant. And he says, basically, Suleiman, the president of the WBC, he needs to be the WBC president, not a matchmaker. So interesting, is going to see what happens next. But to me, now it sounds like I said, I told you guys from a while ago, and I think some of you didn't listen. Oh, what does Ego know? Huh? I told you the walls are closing in on Triple G because him and his team are going to have to make some tough decisions. And just by the responses and stuff like that, it sounds like they're fully aware of it. I told you, he's surrounded by good fights. But this is what Triple G's team said they wanted. They couldn't get small Cotto, small Floyd, small Pacquiao, couldn't get Sergio Martinez. Now you could get all these guys. And Canelo, you're bashing and talking about how he's a cheat in miscellaneous ways, but you still want to fight him. But they're not, at the moment, they're trying to punk you and say, hey, you're not getting more than 35% because that's what you signed up for. Shouldn't have took the deal. Oh, well, we're moving on. You're not getting 50-50. That's a ridiculous demand. Then you got Derevchenko, him and his team, and Lou DiBella and the IBF. They told you could fight Vanes Martirosyan. You got to fight Derevchenko next, right? And then Derevchenko could be a good fight, but that's probably the least lucrative because Derevchenko's name has been the least established in America. Derevchenko has fought on like PBC undercards. He hasn't even been like co-main events. Like the Deshaun Johnson was on probably like Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz undercard, I think. But it was on the undercard. It wasn't the co-main event or nothing like that. Charlo is at least a co-main event on fights. You know what I mean? Like, he's at least on the televised portion of Showtime cards. So you have Charlo. He's gunning for the fight. He's doing recent interviews saying he wants to fight. He's your mentor. Danny Jacobs, we know he gives you tough fights. So it's going to be interesting to see what they decide. Listen, hey, the guru about to get that work. I wait for these guys. He says, why hate on Triple G? How did I hate on Triple G? Go, you're in the hot seat. See, I'm not playing with these dudes, man. Let's see if they can beat me. Just straight up, man to man, woman to woman, whatever you are, be honest. If they beat me, I'll take an L. But they're going to have to work for this. How on earth did I hate on Triple G? Everybody grab your hot seat. This is that sensitive bullshit that we get in boxing. If you say anything that's a criticism, even if supported, you're hating on them. What did I say to hate on Triple G? His name is the Guru. I need to know that. What in my diatribe, like what did I ever say to hate on Triple G? Because I said the walls are closing in? What? You tell me. You the Guru, right? They're going to learn one way or another. Okay, his response. Listen, just look at his response. You're going back on that transatlantic ship, picking bananas from trees, you monkey coon. That was his response. Get him the fuck out of here. It's that simple. See? I'm hating on Triple G, but that's his response. You tell me. Who's hating? Next. I told you, we have perfected this infrastructure over here. You are not infiltrating us. We are a well-oiled machine at this point. We know who's talking boxing and who's talking some other shit, and it's very apparent. I'm talking about Abel. I'm talking about Triple G's decisions. I'm talking about what Canelo's side said, and you talking about some old other shit, right? I'm talking about the parties involved. You bringing up race and like, you know what I mean, like confining, stereotype, all types of stuff. Gang. Make sure you smash the like button. As long as y'all get to see what it is and see me get these bodies, I'm cool. But let's review that. Let's review what he said. Abel replies to WBC saying Charlo, they're gonna get Charlo, and he says Gennadi's gonna have. They said Michelle asked about Charlo. You're gonna have Charlo next if you don't fight Canelo. Abel responded, Gennadi's gonna have whoever he wants. Triple G gonna do what he wants to do. If he decides to not fight for a particular belt, then you know that belt. He said the belt can go. Now, y'all getting clapped up, man. What happened to all this? I told you can't hide intent for that long. What happened to all the belts and hey Canelo, hey no, give me my belt. What happened to that? You just said you're gonna let the belts go before they make the decision for you. So basically, when they order you to fight a threat, if you're not fighting the Canelo, the only fight they give you an exception for, right? You're saying, oh, the belt can go. So, one, what about that? What about the hey, no, give me my belts. Hey, Canelo, hey, all the belts, middleweight history. What happened to all of that? One issue. Issue number two. Oh my gosh, man. Y'all gotta work for this. If y'all want the issue number 2 I have, because I listen to what people say, I interpret what people say. Y'all gotta get them likes up, and can I get a hell yeah? These young boys can't beat me. I'm turning to Ego Valley right now. Can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? And I'm gonna break this down for you real proper like. Okay. Y'all gotta summons Ego Valley for this one. I want you to bring someone to me that got more logic than me. I don't care. Fighter, trainer, whoever, a fan. Bring someone in the hot seat that's speaking more factual logic. Not, transatlantic, coon monkey, all this extra shit. That's bringing more fact than me. We could settle it. We could debate. We could talk. We could be cordial. We could be adult. It's nothing. Ego Valley's coming. A couple more hell yes and I'm on it. I'm gonna give y'all issue number 2. This is what we do when we ride. West Side. Outlaw Immortals. Bow down to something greater than yourself, Trick. Alright, look. Triple G gonna do what he wants to do. If he decides to not fight for a particular belt, then quote, the belt can go. So one question is, what happened to middleweight history, Bernard Hopkins' record, being the best middleweight, being compared to Hagler, hey, give me the belts, hey, no, all the belt, one thing. 2, I told you Ego Valley. Number 2 is this. If the belt can go, meaning you're willing to get stripped if that's not the decision that is in line, that already goes against a lot of what your team has said. But beyond that, what is the difference between Canelo when he vacated his belt to Golovkin? Isn't this exactly what you chastise Canelo for? He did a decision that he felt was right for him at the time, right? And instead of fighting you at that time, he gave up his belt. So if your own trainer is now saying that you would do the same thing, what's the difference? I'll wait. Y'all gotta give me some better work. Okay. Somebody explain. I'm talking about when Canelo vacated his belt September 2016. This is all off the top of my head. Right? He vacated his belt 2016. He said, I'm not going to be limited to these artificial deadlines in 15 days here, and gave Golovkin the belt. Right? Then you just heard Triple G's trainer say, if they're trying to strip him and that's not in line with who he wants to fight, then the belt can go. What's the difference? Somebody tell me. Hit the like button. Shout out to Mike B for being honest.
And a half ago, it wasn't so busy. So
and his principles and his character to do anything he don't want to do. I understand we need to fight. I understand boxing needs a fight. I understand all the business part of it, but it's also you have a fighter that's been clean forever. You have a fighter that ends exactly the position that he's in, but Gennady's going to make it.
There's the WBC saying one thing and there's the IBF saying another.
You know what? I think that Gennady understands exactly the position that he's in, but Gennady's going to make it.
Mauricio had said that if Gennady does not end up fighting Canelo, that he will have Jamal Charlo. What do you...
No, he will have whoever Gennady wants.
Because I know there's a bit of an issue there, because there's the WBC saying one thing and there's the IBF saying another.
You know what? I think that Gennady understands exactly the position that he's in, but Gennady's going to make a decision based on what he wants to do, not what the WBC is telling him he needs to do, not what the IBF is telling him what to do. He's going to do what he feels he needs to do. Mm-hmm. That being said, if he decides that he doesn't want to fight it for a particular belt, then you know what? The belt can go to do. Mm-hmm. That being said, if he decides that he doesn't want to fight it for a particular belt, then you know what, the belt can go to do. That being said, if he decides that he doesn't want to fight it for a particular belt, then you know what, the belt can go to do. That being said, if he decides that he doesn't want to fight it for a particular belt, then you know what, the belt can go.
Okay, somebody explain. We working. Somebody make that make sense. If he decides that he doesn't want to fight for a particular belt, then the belt can go. Explain. I'm all answers. I'm all ears. I mean. R.S. Cooper, $5 super chat. Who do you think is more afraid to get a loss, tarnish his legacy? Abel, Triple G, or a combination of both? I don't know. Y'all tell me. I'm just asking. Y'all tell me. Somebody break it down. Because listen, I'm sick of being biased ego. Right? I ain't making no sense. I ain't speaking the most logic. I'm just a hater, all types of shit. So, you tell me. You entertain me. What's your bullshit? Everything I read in this paper is 95% bullshit. But it entertained me. Now you entertain me with your bullshit. I'm waiting. I'm biased ego. Let me know when y'all get some answers. Okay. Y'all ain't got no answers? Okay. Yeah. I told you, everything in this paper is 95% bullshit. But it's entertaining, so you entertain me with your bullshit. Yeah. Jay! Y'all ain't gonna answer? Okay. Ego Army, we the gang. Anybody got the answer? I said 95% of this newspaper is bullshit, but it's entertaining. Now you won't let me read it. You entertain me with your bullshit. I'm the Equalizer, man. Equalizer 2 coming to theater near you. Who's Eric, man? Anybody could get it. Okay, he said you're not ready for this work. Okay, what you got? Eric Matos. Okay, what work you got? What regarding this situation? What are you trying to talk about? Watch it be a waste of time, some bullshit. Eric Matos. Okay, you in the hot seat. What are we talking? What we talking? Are you talking about fiction or are you talking about fact? You talking about fiction? Hold up, pardon my back. Bro, go. You said let me know when you're ready. I was born ready, like Canelo. Hello. Go. What are we talking about? What do you disagree with? Because there has to be a disagreement. I'm not going to battle you in the hot seat if we agree. So what do you disagree? If it's some clown shit, you're getting blocked off rip. Go. So if you put something stupid, your next response, make it your best response. If it's not a legit argument, then you're done for. We not playing games. Okay. Hard work, dedication. And you only got 30 seconds. And you're on the timer. It's 25 now. You got until 1:14. So it's I'll give you a little bit longer than 30 seconds. So we just gonna keep talking. Come on, Eric Matos. You keep trying to call me out. Okay. We'll see. More risk, less money. No explanation. Strike one. You got 15 seconds. You got to do better than that. What more risk, less money? What does that even mean? Big Time put $5 on your head. He said, shout out to the Egolizer. I like that. I'm the Egolizer. See, y'all hate, we just get money. We just get that money. Yeah, get that money. We get that money. I know they want to say money like us. We get that money. Oh, my God. All right, your time is up. Final answer. Go. You said more risk, less. I thought you had work for me. You didn't even say nothing. You didn't even put a complete sentence. Hey, clap him. His name is Eric Matos. Wasted everybody's time. I thought he had some work for us. Bye-bye, Matos. I don't even understand why people would want to recommend their own execution. Nobody was even looking for you or checking for you. and you did that to yourself. Whatever. Shout out to Beyond the Gloves.
That being said, if he decides that he doesn't want to fight it for a particular belt, then you know what? The belt can go.
Okay, so the belt can go. What's the difference between when Canelo let his belt go? Go. Somebody please explain that to me. Explain the meaning. Like, I want to know. He just said he's going to do what's in his best interest, that he feels is in his best interest. Here, I'm going to play this shit because y'all acting like y'all don't hear this shit.
That being said,
hold on.
The WBC is telling him he needs to do, not what the IBF is telling him what to do. He's going to do.
Jamal Charlo.
Listen.
What do you...
No, he will have whoever Gennady wants.
Because I know there's a bit of an issue there, because there's the WBC saying one thing and there's the IBF saying another.
No special effects.
I think that Gennady understands exactly the position that he's in, but Gennady's going to make a decision based on what he wants to do, not what the WBC is telling him he needs to do, not what the IBF is telling him what to do. He's going to do what he feels he needs to do. That being said, if he decides that he doesn't want to fight it for a particular belt, then you know what? The belt can go.
Okay, first you want to be undisputed. Now the belt can go, right? I'm lying? Okay. Then you criticize Canelo for vacating his belt, as did the world, including me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, why you do that, Canelo? Damn, you got to do something, Nello. Come on, redhead, why you do that, Ginger? You know what I mean? Everyone criticized Canelo, put chickens on his page and all that, because he lifted the belt, because he decided to do whatever he wanted to do, and he wasn't going to listen to the WBC, and they only gave him 15 days to negotiate with you. But now Abel Sanchez just said the same thing that Canelo did, and we're supposed to buy that? Bro, I run boxing. I'm out. Unless someone got an answer for me. Listen, I don't have time for it, because it's all politics, it's all bullshit. If y'all don't have an answer for me by 118, this stream is over. I already hit my numbers. I already made my quota. Answer that. How is it that you were mad when Canelo vacated, as the world was, including me, but then you just said basically the same thing Canelo did? Oh, he's not going to let the IBF or WBC tell him what to do. If he decides that he doesn't want to fight this person, then it's Gennady's decision and the belt can go. Tell me, explain the difference from Canelo vacating September 2016. I'll wait. Okay. Here, since I was talking long, y'all got till 119. I promise you, this stream is over. I'm not playing games. This stream is over as 119 if I don't have no valid answer. Boss Red, 357, 5, because I got stuff to do. I got money to make. We all in it for ourselves. Fuck it. He is going to challenge another small fighter or wait for Canelo. And it's real middleweights out there, so Abel is scared. Hey, y'all tripping. Come on, y'all got a minute and 20 seconds. Somebody enlighten us. Eagle Army want to know. Okay, just copy and paste if I missed what you said. Because you're a faggot. Block him. You can't even spell faggot. I run boxing. This is how they have to answer, because they know they ain't got no work. They can't answer. So that, ask your question. Hurry up. This stream is over at 119. It's 118 and 16 seconds. If nobody has answered, we done, because I ain't got nothing to say. If y'all can't come up with the answers, then, you know what I mean? Maybe we can all think about it. I just want to know what the difference is. That was a crazy thing to say, especially after we ridiculed Canelo for basically doing the same thing that you're admitting that he's going to do if he doesn't like the fight that's thrown on him, like Charlo, which it doesn't sound like he likes. Hot seat me, I don't deal with beggars. 15 seconds. What's the difference between what Canelo did in September 2016? Flame Gotti. No, I ain't flaming nothing. 5 seconds. All right, 3, 2. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been real. Boxingego. I don't understand this, but shout out to my shooters. Shout out to the people that tuned in. I'm about to go work. Peace, Eagles Army. We work.